Hi, and welcome to Astrology for the People. This is for the new moon in Aries on Thursday, the 7th of April at 9:25 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. It's also the Lunar New Year, so it's new moon in Aries, the first sign of the zodiac. So, yeah, Astrology for the People today will be a little bit, obviously, about the month to come, but also we'll see these themes carry through the next 12 months. And it's going to be a big year. So yeah, I'm going to dive straight in for you today. It's a little bit of a humble one on my part once again. I'm really just showing up as I am lately, and it's not feeling right to kind of put my business posse on. I'm very in mama mode, but I did notice I completely accidentally wore this shirt, which is probably backwards for you guys, but it says Peas on Earth. And it's got a whole bunch of peas on it. It might not be the kind of thing that's particularly camera friendly, but it does feel relevant to what's going on now. So yeah, I want to fill you guys in. There's a lot of aspects. I'm going to work hard not to get too stuck in the jargon, but work hard. This is one of the big themes of the next year, you know. We have been born in a time, our souls have chosen to incarnate in a time that requires some real work to be done. And the system, the way it is at the moment, isn't working. It isn't working. People aren't happy in general, and there's a much greater emphasis on GDP, gross domestic profit. I think that's what it stands for. Shows what my economics knowledge is like. Compared to, what about gross domestic happiness? What about actual fulfillment for people and creating lives that have meaning and have depth? And yeah, so what we're seeing coming into this new round of the zodiac is a real time of the breaking down of the old, and a lot of work needing to be put in order to build the new. And yeah, it's a bit of a shaky, unstable time. Like when I looked at this chart to start with, it took me a while to really draw meaning from it in the way of what we can do to work with this. I kind of looked at it and went, oh, that's a bit brutal, but it's not. It's what's needed at the moment. We have this new moon conjunct Uranus within 2 degrees, and Uranus is the rule breaker. Uranus is the innovator. It's really breaking free of the old. And we're seeing that as well with Chiron conjunct the South Node. There's a big theme of breaking free of the old here, and breaking free of the structures that aren't working. So then we see simultaneously this new moon trine Saturn, which is retrograde at the moment in Sagittarius. So what we're seeing there is a review of the structures that are in place. And in Sagittarius specifically, on a grand level, we can see structures like our educational institutions, like our churches and our religions, a review of how those things are serving us. On a more personal level, it's what we believe and it's our higher mind. So how are our current belief systems serving us? And if not, we need to be breaking those down and rebuilding them. And it's a really powerful time to do a bit of a stock take, to reflect on what we do believe and whether that's enhancing our life or whether it's just pulling us away from the truth of what is and the fulfillment and the happiness that is available to us. I just was reminded of a sign that I have hanging up inside. Actually, it's one of those cast iron signs. I found it at a produce on the side of the road. I went, oh yes, I'll have that. And it says, happiness is not a destination, it's a way of life. And I feel like that's a really powerful affirmation for us to sit with over the next 12 months, because if we start attaching to outer structures and we start depending on worldly things for our happiness over the next 12 months, it's not going to work well for us, because those things aren't stable at the moment. We need to be letting those things break up and then reform and restructure. It's like when energy is liberated, it has the opportunity to then move and feed new things. We're going to see some real innovators coming to the forefront. We're going to see some technological inventions over the next 12 months that are really going to change the game for us. And I just saw something pop up yesterday to do with the electric car that Tesla Industries is creating, and how, that's going to have a real impact on the oil industry. This is just one example of what we're really going to see over the next 12 months. And over the next month as well, Aries is the pioneer. Aries is boom, I'm here. Let's get in and do this now. And that's an attitude that's really going to serve all of us, particularly over the next month, but into the 12 months to follow as well. It's like, okay, no more stuffing around. If you've been putting off looking at your shit, if you've been putting off taking a leap or taking a risk to just stop doing life the way you're doing it at the moment, if it's not working for you, and start doing something different, now is the time. You know, if you've been contemplating selling your house and buying a caravan and going around the country with your family, now is the time to do that. It's really time to recognize that we trap ourselves, you know. We are our own worst enemies in some ways because we're creatures of habit. We like comfort, we like familiarity. This year, the next 4 years, is not a time for comfort and familiarity because the world is changing so rapidly. So we have to be willing to adapt. We have to be willing to go inside ourselves and draw on our inner resources and say, I can do this. I can draw on the support of the people around me. Together we can do this, and together we can build something better. Because if the world keeps going down its current trajectory, I'm scared for our grandchildren. And we do have the opportunity to make some radical changes, and now's a really awesome time to start. So I really encourage you to connect with one thing that you'd like to change in your life, whether it's something big or something small. If it's something big and it feels overwhelming, break it down a little bit and choose a small step, choose a first step. Decide on something that you want to change and do it. Like, I'm serious, no more procrastinating, no more excuse making. It's actually an amazing Alanis Morissette song. There's an amazing Alanis Morissette song for everything, I swear it. There is, I think it's called Excuses, maybe? Look it up. But she talks about how these excuses, they served me so well, they kept me safe, they kept me stuck, they kept me trapped in my own cell. It's like, well, yeah, you know, that's the main thing that actually stops us taking action isn't external circumstances, it's our own excuses. So I encourage you to take a good look at that. That kind of, you know, falls in with this stock take that I mentioned. Take a stock take of what you believe. Saturn in retrograde is a great time to do this, particularly in Sagittarius. What do I believe to be true? You know, how is my perspective of a situation actually contributing to it, and where am I not seeing clearly, and where are my past woundings or my ideas about the world getting in the way of me actually getting a clear sense of what's going on here, particularly in your relationships. You know, Aries is opposite Libra, so it's really present in this configuration as well. Take a look at how your perspective is feeding your own drama. And just start taking an objective stock take of that. You know, it's not about judging it and saying, oh, there's all these things I need to change about myself. It's just about getting real and getting objective and saying, you know, what do I believe? Do I believe that I'm not worthy? Do I believe that I need to be busy in order to be a worthwhile citizen? Do I believe that I'm not good enough inherently? So, you know, if you do believe those things, make a note, bring that into your awareness. And I really encourage you to dig into some shadow stuff as well. You know, things that you project onto others that you're not actually able to see within yourself. There's an amazing book that my dear friend Amon gave to me called The Dark Side of the Light Chasers by Debbie Ford. And that's a really powerful guide for just having a good, solid look at your shadow, stock taking your shadow and going, okay, you know, these are the things that I wouldn't like to admit about myself. But once you put them all on paper and go, okay, you can start chipping away, you can start doing the work. And it is going to be a year for doing the work. There is work to be done, people. It's like, yes, life is here to be enjoyed. Happiness is available to us, but there is work to be done at the moment. So, yeah, let's get moving on it, I say. It's either that or hide under a rock, to be frank. So we're much better off moving. We're much better off doing some digging and taking one little step forward every single day. You know, and we will come up against some challenges with that. We've got Jupiter square Saturn and we've got Mars square Neptune. You know, the world's not exactly making it easy for us at the moment, but that's the precise point, because it's like, if you imagine a rock that's been dropped on a track, on a path, it's going to force you to find new ways. When an existing path is blocked, it forces us to find new ways. So instead of coming up against an obstacle and saying, oh God, the universe hates me, come up against that and go, wow, thank you, I'm going to find a new way that I didn't even know was there. because this old way is no longer available to me. And we're really going to find that with this new moon as well. Some old ways are no longer going to be available to us. And if we try to walk down those paths, we're just going to keep bumping into ourselves. And our inner self, our core and our intuition will be yelling at us, turn around, turn around. And we're going to find that a lot harder to ignore. That stuff's going to be a lot closer to the surface. So I really, really encourage you to listen to that. I really, really encourage you to connect into your heart and ground. Spend time outside at the moment. Uranus is quite an electric energy, so it's really important that we're grounding so that can move through and support us in breaking free of this old stuff. You know, it's an amazing time of breaking free, so I really encourage you to take the leap. Whew. Well, that was a bit of a download. I really encourage you to let that sink in. I really encourage you to listen to it again. I'm going to actually need to listen back to that because I don't know half of what I said. That just kind of landed for you guys. So, yeah, so much love for the next bit. It's going to be a big year. No, it's not going to be easy. You know, this new moon is square Pluto as well. Like, if you're not willing to do the work, you'll find yourself stuck. So, yeah, I recommend you put some gloves on, open up that closet, pick up that shovel and start getting the stuff out that you no longer need and breaking down those walls that are holding you back from connection with love and connection with yourself and connection with others and connection with the meaning of your life, which is not what we've been told. It's not this American dream. It's not plausible anymore, not really, not unless you're willing to work yourself to death. But the real work is inside. Start inside and let the happiness flow from there. Yeah. So much love, beautiful people. Bring my mic back. So much love to you all. So much love. I am here. Sessions with me are limited at the moment, but I am available. I can do astrology readings over the phone, over Skype, and I'm planning a trip to Brisbane sometime soon. We're going to be moving to the Gold Coast hinterland, so I'll be a little bit more available location-wise, and you're welcome to come down and see me there once we're settled in a few weeks. Just reach out. If you're feeling the pull today, if you're feeling like we need to connect, reach out, email me. You can find that information through the website www.theheartgarden.com.au, and we'll make it work. If it's meant to be, it will totally work. So much love. Connect soon.